In today's video, we're looking at how to get to Manchester Airport by bus. The journey is starting in Middlesbrough in the northeast, passing through Leeds city centre, followed by Manchester city centre, and to the final destination of Manchester Airport, a total journey of about 160 kilometres. Here we are arriving at Middlesbrough bus station. Let's go and take a look around and then go and find the bus. Middlesbrough bus station was built in 1982 and has a total of 21 stands. You can see the Caledonian bus coming down from the top stand. That's where we'll be heading to the first floor departure lounge in a couple of minutes. Inside the bus station is pretty much your bog standard British bus station. We've got a couple of little cafes, bakeries, some bus companies selling tickets or packages, and you've also got the information on the wall on the left here about all the local buses. The bus station is in a U-shape, so all of the local buses go from this downstairs area in the U-shape, and then the longer range buses to other cities, and usually the tour packages like Caledonian go from upstairs on the first floor departure lounge. A quick look outside the other side of the bus station, we can see Captain Cook Square, named after the famous local explorer. As you can see, like a lot of high streets at the moment, stores are struggling, and the only ones surviving are the really cheap ones such as Poundland. I know Americans particularly love the name Poundland, so I thought I'd drop it in. Heading up the staircase in the centre of the bus station, we can get to the first floor departure lounge where our bus is going to go from. As you can see, plenty of people already waiting for Megabus, Flixbus, National Express and Caledonian, which are the main four that go from here. Today we're going by National Express, and it's a good idea to track your bus, particularly if you have a connection. On this journey we're going to change in Leeds, which sometimes you don't have to, but when you do, it's definitely a good idea to check the maps and check the online timings to make sure your bus is on time. Here this bus has started in Newcastle and passed through Sunderland before arriving in Middlesbrough. For National Express, you'll usually have a QR code which they'll need to scan before you get on the bus and choose a seat. So we're now on the bus and underway for the first part of the journey, which takes around 75 minutes to Leeds. It's a distance of about 85 kilometres, and it's pretty much all motorway, so fairly smooth unless there's any traffic jams. Luckily for me, on this particular day and this particular journey, it was very smooth, and the weather at this point in the day was still quite nice. Watch out for that later. Here we're turning off the motorway, heading through a few kind of industrial estates towards Leeds city centre, where we're going to have a look around Leeds bus station and then try and find our connecting bus. This is Leeds bus and coach station on Dyer Street, just on the edge of the city centre, and as you can see, National Express has its own section of the bus station to itself. Leeds bus station was originally opened in 1938 but was rebuilt in both 1963 and 1996, which explains why it looks a little bit more modern than Middlesbrough. If you head through this door, it will take you to the other part of the bus station where you can get local buses to the Leeds area, also Leeds Bradford Airport, and if you are taking Megabus, it's also in this part of the bus station as well, stand 1, which is at the top left of the screen. Here's a closer look at where you can grab the Megabus on the top left of the screen as it moves around, and then the travel centre where you can buy tickets if you need to buy them in person. There's also another tickets and information counter in the National Express half of the bus station as well. If you fancy a wander outside, you can take a look around Leeds Outdoor Market, which is just next door to the bus station, but for now we're going to get back on the bus and head towards Manchester and Manchester Airport. Again, it's probably a good idea to use the coach tracker to check when your bus is going to arrive and also where it's going, because this one's going to Manchester Airport, but its final destination is Liverpool, so make sure you don't miss your stop. As you can see here, all the National Express buses have toilets on board, usually at the back. We're now moving away from Leeds city centre, past Elland Road, the football stadium, and heading west towards Manchester, where the weather is about to majorly deteriorate. The journey from Leeds to Manchester usually takes around 70 to 80 minutes, it really depends on the traffic, mostly motorway, but once you get towards Manchester and head through the suburbs towards the city centre, there's a lot of traffic lights, a lot of stopping and starting, even at the times when the roads are clear. We're now heading into Manchester city centre and to Manchester Central Coach Station on Chorlton Street, but be careful if you are taking different bus providers such as Megabus and Flixbus, because a lot of them go to Shude Hill, which is at the other side of the city centre. After a short stop here, it's time to head to Manchester Airport. Obviously, if you're just travelling from Manchester city centre to the airport, there are a number of ways to do it: buses, trams and trains, and these providers such as National Express, I'm not sure if they would sell tickets for a journey that short, because they want to sell the tickets to people doing longer journeys usually. The journey from Manchester city centre to Manchester Airport by bus usually takes about 30 minutes. As you can see, we're arriving at the airport bus station very shortly. At Manchester Airport bus station, the stands are arranged in alphabetical order, but it's kind of in reverse as you look at it from this side. So stands A, B and C are usually where the longer range buses such as Megabus and National Express will pick up and drop off from. So if you are picking up a bus from the bus station, you're going to be looking for stands A, B and C, which are on the right of the screen here. And that's the bus journey over, but let's go inside and take a look at the transport options to and from the airport. Directly inside the doors, we've got a seating area where you can wait for the buses. There are toilets and other facilities as well. And where the yellow sign is down the stairs is where you can pick up a tram to Manchester city centre. Let's take a quick look down there. The tram tracks are inside the train station and run adjacent to the normal train lines. You can purchase a ticket from the yellow machine shown on the screen. If you're heading to terminals 1, 2 or 3, you can see the signs directing us towards them, and also if you're getting the train, it's just over here. There are a lot of automatic ticket machines, but also a ticket booth, which tends to be only open during the day, so if you're collecting tickets or purchasing tickets at night, you'll need to do it via the machines. At certain times, particularly when the manned ticket offices are closed, demand is pretty high for the machines. There can be rather big queues, so if you are coming from a plane and you have a connection, even if you bought the ticket and you're collecting it from the machine, or if you're buying it, you need to factor in that time because it can take a while. Directly above the train, tram and bus station, up the escalator, is the choice of terminals 1, 2 or 3. If you're taking terminal 1 or 3, they're in one direction and terminal 2 is in the opposite direction. So have a look at this and check which flight carrier you're using and which direction to go in. If you're not immediately heading to one of the terminals, you're a little bit early for your flight, there are options in this area, the WH Smith and also Cafe Nero, where you can spend some time before choosing which terminal to go to. And also if you're staying over at the airport, there are airport hotels directly connected to the walkways and also some outside that you can see here, the Doubletree, Hilton and Clayton, which are just outside the bus station. There's a lot of hotels around the bus and train station as well. It's now time for me to head into Terminal 1 for a flight to a mysterious location that will be appearing on the channel soon, so remember to subscribe, and if you found this video useful, like, comment, all of these things help a small channel to grow. So thanks for doing that, and I'll see you in the next video.